It's a new year. New coaches have taken over successful programs at New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Nicholls State has their title coach back for another title shot. The high schools are geared up and ready to go. So are we. Sports on the Bayou is back. Our very own Cajun Cannon Bobby Hebert, well, he's offering in-depth analysis and game strategies. Former Pro Bowler Rich Marty brings his candid talk back for another year. Mike Detillier will offer his great insight to the sports news each and every week. This year, the vivacious Debbie Cox DeNova will have her own segment, Good Vibes. Our high school expert, Stan Gravois, will be on hand to discuss high school standings. The thumper, Harry McCullough, will focus on Nicholls State's season. The infamous Dr. Pat Hagan is back, and he'll get to ask his question each and every show. This year, our naming sponsors will be a part of the show. ROUSES Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. St. Martin & Bourke, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Some perennial corporate sponsors are also on hand. They are South Louisiana Bank, i.e. Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality, BioPure, and BCG Services. This year, I'll assume a new role. I'll be a chief referee who will make sure that everyone gets equal time.
Yeah, right.
Now from the Eugene and Lorraine Falls studios in Houma, Louisiana, it's time for Sports on the Bayou.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Sports on the Bayou. Mike Detillier, along with the Cajun Cannon, Bobby Hebert, Rich Marty. Got a lot to talk about. How about LSU? SEC West champs. Woo! Nobody would have predicted it. We'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin & Bourke, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Don't go away. We'll be right back with Sports on the Bayou.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products, which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
I'm Chris St. Martin. Many of us know what it means to have roots here on the Bayou. I'm no different. My family has been here for generations. Likewise, the firm of St. Martin & Bourke has been helping the injured in this region for almost 50 years. We're honored to serve the people of South Louisiana and the Bayou region. Remember, if you've been hurt in an accident and you want to know your rights, call St. Martin & Bourke today to schedule your free consultation.
Sports on the Bayou's corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, BioPure, along with BCG Services. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
Back here on Sports on the Bayou, guys. 20-10, Steelers beat the Saints, and to be honest with you, the score is no indication of just how much. You know what? Almost from the opening kickoff, I didn't feel the Stings had a chance in this game. They played with no heart, no energy, nothing. And you can tell this is back-to-back weeks now. This football team got no heartbeat, none.
When have you seen a Saints team get beat that badly in every category? 28 minutes or so of time of possession.
It was 18 minutes more.
45 plays offensively. I mean, when have you seen them get beat?
They got almost 220 yards rushing.
They can't contain a quarterback, a running quarterback. Killing Pickett's not, I mean, he's not the greatest thing since sliced bread, but they just could not do anything across
Kenny
the board.
Pickett looked confident.
He did.
No, he was
I
like,
would do it if I saw that defense.
Now, I give the Steelers credit. They were in a desperate situation,
Yes.
too. But, and they got back Watt again, which is always a factor in the game. But the Saints just, they didn't show anything.
They mailed that one.
They got negative.
Well, it's the negative trifecta. I like to bring this up. It's
Here we
like
go.
1 and a 1, like Lawrence Welk, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3.
Need some bubbles.
Listen, third down, offensive defense. Can you get off the field? The Saints are 25% on third down, 3 of 12. The Steelers were 9 of 17, 53%. So you look at that. What? This is embarrassing. We had 29 yards rushing. They had 217. I thought we had a good run defense, but not so much. We averaged 1.9, and they averaged 5 yards a carry. And then you look at this. It's not going to change. This is football when you're going against the best of the best in the NFL. We were -2 in the turnover margin. So now we're -12 for the season, which is dead last. It's amazing we even won 3 games. We could be like with the Houston Texans and trying to survive, but we are at the bottom of the league right now. This is nothing to write home about. If you look at right now where the Saints are at, we're kind of like the dysfunctional Raiders, which we shut out, but or the rebuilding Texans, and we're kind of in the same waters as the Jaguars, Bears, Panthers. What? I mean, considering that we had Sean Payton and Drew Brees, that's where we're at right now. If you got 32 teams, we're like 27 to 32. I mean, I got to keep
that range.
I got to keep it real. I mean, listen, but the Rams, it's about El Succo. You just won the Super Bowl. The Rams, if I look at this, they're the worst start in the first 9 games by a Super Bowl champ. They just won the damn Super Bowl. It's not even a year, not even close to a year, and they're 3-6. And then Cooper Kupp's out
for 4 weeks.
And then Matthew Stafford, he got hit in the head. He didn't know when he's going to come back. No, I think the Saints are going to beat the Rams.
No,
that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. No, it's going to be close. It's going to be close.
There is one betting line that I do commercials for that has it one of the top 3 betted games this week that they think the Saints will win and win by more than 3. How about that?
I didn't pick them.
Well,
they got to show me something before I pick them.
We'll show you the lowlights of the Saints and the Steelers coming up. Right off the bat, Pickens gets in for the score, and again, defensively, they just couldn't stop anything. And look, the hole. Come on.
And that's just right off the guard. That's not too far outside. That's off the guard. That's up in the middle, effectively.
Well,
there's nothing there.
Considering when you look at the Steelers, how they ran the ball against us, they haven't done that against anybody.
Anyone. All year long.
And we have not had injuries on defense. It's been the offensive line, not the D-line.
But then Dalton makes a good play here, throwing it over the middle, gets a first down, but again, the drive stalls, so it's Will Lutz to come in for the field goal, so it's 10-3. But sort of toward the end of the half, makes a play here. Juwan Johnson. Now, there's a bright spot on offense. He's been it.
At tight end, yes.
Catching the football. But then they throw this one up the field. And again, big play. And a nice pass by Pickett.
They missed Marshawn Lattimore. We gave up like 6 first downs because of penalties.
Yeah. So now it's 13-10. And I think this is the critical play.
Yeah.
The ball bounces off the hands of Jarvis
Landry looks old like Honey Badger. I'm going to keep it real. I think Jarvis Landry is an unbelievable pro, and Honey Badger is awesome, but they're old NFL players. Sorry, you can be old when you're 30-some years old in football.
And then trying to come back, they make a play up the field. But come on, play defensive back here. Now, at least knock the ball down in that spot. One of the things that's been really disappointing, you could hang your hat on this for the Saints on defense. They have been really good stopping the run. 2 years ago, they were giving up just 3.9 yards a rush. Last year, 3.7 yards a rush. This year, 4.6 yards a rush. That's almost a yard more per carry. And people say, well, that ain't nothing. Add that up through a course of a game and see what will happen. But then they're getting gashed.
The running game on Pittsburgh's side was an attitude thing. They came in and said they were dominant. It's the same on the other negative side with the Saints. It's an attitude thing, and they're getting their butts kicked in the trenches again.
And when you lose in the trenches, you ain't winning squat.
Yeah.
Well, the bottom line is I'm very discouraged because, we're supposed to, be a top, 10 defense. And if you look at only 2 teams in the NFL have worse records than the Saints right now as far as the ground game and the run defense. 1 week we allowed 188 yards against the Ravens, 211 against the Steelers. And Mike, and then you look at the flip side. Can you stop the run or can you run the football? We rushed for a season low 29 yards, the lowest rushing total in a dozen years.
We'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou.
Coming up, Sports on the Bayou will go in the audience and introduce the naming sponsors and the guests that have come for this week's show. It's all right after the break.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Offered team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Here at ROUSES, we have our own brands of products which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. ROUSES brand, best quality at the best price.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by St. Martin and Bork Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
Back here on Sports on the Bayou. Martin, I'll throw it to you.
All right, last week, Erica Bourgeois-Degg did such a great job introducing everybody. I'm sort of like making her a regular. I hope y'all don't mind.
Yeah, her mom has to be proud of her. She's done a great job.
Doing a good job.
But we need a little background clapping. So look, we have the Edie White volleyball girls here with Coach. Harry's going to interview Coach Sarah later, but how about the Edie White girls stand up? Just get us going in a little clap here. Come on.
Okay, you have to get some rhythm now. Oh, okay,
come on now. Little clap. Yeah, stand up. There you go. We're going to come back there. All right, we're going to throw it. There you go, Erica.
All right, so first up we have Alford & Associates Insurance.
Don't give it up for Alford. They're one of the naming sponsors.
Then we have St. Martin and Bork.
All right, there you go. Look at Joe. Look at Joe in the front, representing.
Representing. Chuck's so worried about if TCU is going to make the playoffs or not.
All right.
You don't have a lot of worries.
He's looking for recruits.
Up next we got Rouses.
Don't give it up for Rouse's. Look, they got so many stores. We see a different face every week with Rouse's. They got 64 stores.
As long as they don't go against the Saints.
You're right.
It's Rouse's.
Because they are the official sponsor of the New Orleans Saints. All right, who we got next?
Next up is the talent table.
Look at the
all
talent
those
over
beautiful
here.
Faces.
And we have a special guest that Dr. Pat's going to interview. I'll leave it. Huh, Terry? Special guest. All right. Who's next, Erica?
All right, we got South Louisiana Bank next.
Your money is safe. Your money is safe at South Louisiana Bank.
We have Terrebonne General Health Systems.
All right, there you go. Percy, you got your crew going today? All right, there we go.
We got Barker Honda, Mr. Lester.
I knew Lester would be here. Nichols won.
And we got.
Yeah, but Lester, are they going to win on Thursday night against Southeastern? What?
Mayor Wayne Bro's going to bring a special coach coming up.
Lester, I didn't take him, sorry.
I didn't take him either.
All right, who we got, Eric?
We got BioPure and BCG Services.
Look at Harvey Shaw bringing in the troops today, man. Good job. Good to see y'all. All right.
We have Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government.
All right, look at that motley crew in the corner over there. They got the fire chief close to him over there. Steve always surrounds himself with the best over there.
That's it.
Right?
Then we have GIS and Court of Commission.
There you go. Look at a legend, Don Schwab in the house, huh?
Living legend.
A living legend.
We have Terrebonne Parish School District.
All right, well, we have some more legends right here. We have Coach Alvin and Coach Pinella. And then we do have the school. I think they're taking tests at the school district. So we could give them off 1 week, right?
Yeah, we give off 1 week, but we're petering out. Come on, we got to get the clap going. Come on.
Come on, Edie White. Let's go.
Come on. You got me petering out.
We have TITA and CIS.
All right, now look. Cohen Gidry just came back from his honeymoon. Y'all give it up for the director.
Yeah. To be here, that's
what
awesome.
What surprises me is he's spending his honeymoon with the Cheetah Board of Directors. What's up with that?
He's going to need more
Come
than
on,
clapping.
Cohen, you can do better. Well, at least you brought Tammy with you. All right. And last?
Last up, we got the best table. We got Mom's table.
Yeah, now Mom's still on injured reserve. She's going to be back next week or the week after. But there's friends, cousins, aunts. Y'all wave. Show one shot at being on TV. Don't blow it, all right? Here we go.
Well, she's going to be back next week. It's a lot better than Michael Thomas.
That's a pretty good dig, Bobby.
Well, come on. I'm keeping it real. You make $50 million, I'd show up anywhere.
All right, so look, I have 16 seconds left. So let's have a moment of silence for Stan Gravois' father, who passed away this morning. So we'll go into the break with a moment of silence. God bless him. We'll be right back. Coming up on Sports on the Bayou, we'll talk LSU football. We'll break down the highlights and analysis of this week's game and the upcoming game. You won't want to miss it. Don't go away. We'll be right back with Sports on the Bayou.
Here in South Louisiana, we know how important it is to protect our families.
When one of our neighbors is injured because of someone else's neglect, our team is compelled to use our experience, skills, and knowledge to seek justice and hold wrongdoers accountable. If you've been injured and want to know your rights, call St. Martin and Bourke today.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Whether it's your home or your business, Bayou Pure specializes in disinfection application, along with water, fire, mold damage cleanup. Call Bayou Pure today to get your free consultation at 985-322-3003.
BCG Services, local experts for concrete leveling and foundation repair, providing quality solutions for a variety of foundation issues. With years of experience applying Floor Shield products to both homes and businesses, you can trust our team to provide high-quality results. Call for a free consultation.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Alford & Associates for all of your insurance needs. ROUSES Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. And St. Martin and Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back to more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Guys, the good news, it wasn't pretty, but it's a win, and that's all you worried about. LSU in Fayetteville, early morning game, snow, and I don't know who taught these people that once it snows, you don't go out there with a fire hydrant, water hose, and hose down the field. That's not real clever hockey match.
That's that mountain Ozark mentality, the Arkansas people. You know, we all make jokes about each other. So.
But 13-10, yeah. But the story was, and I said this 2 weeks ago, actually Wilson Alexander did an article Saturday and asked me, can I quote you on it? Before the Alabama game, he had asked me, because we had him on Sports Talk, have you ever seen anybody as good as Harold Perkins as a freshman? I said, the only guy I would ever put in that category would have been Honey Badger. Tyrann Mathieu.
He's that disruptive.
Man, Tyrann was unbelievable as a freshman. I think Harold Perkins may be a better player. He took over that game. No matter what Arkansas tried to do to stop him, he was a one-man show.
He played like the captain of that team, boy.
Well,
those guys fired up. Yeah.
You know, he's not as big as Mike. Who's the cat from Dallas? You know, kind of like
Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons. He's to me more like a Derek Thomas.
Yes, very much.
Remember Derek Thomas with the Chiefs? This is old school now. Played at Alabama, had 7 sacks in an NFL game. Come on, 7 sacks in an NFL game.
And he took the 8th one away on a.
Right. So when I look at that, no, Harold Perkins is almost too good to be true. I mean, he's unbelievable. He can impact on what the outcome's going to be. That could be a guy that maybe can make a difference against Georgia if we pull off an upset.
When you see him turn the corner, he reminds me of like a cheetah out in the woods somewhere where he's stalking and he'll see a rabbit or something pass and he's real low and all of a sudden he's going.
Well, and the guy he was chasing Hornsby, that cat's fast, and he just tracked him down.
He was the anchor guy on the state championship 4x400-meter relay team, and he tracked him down.
No, and Hornsby probably thought like, "Whoa, where did this guy come
from?" The key, though,
that never happened to me.
The key is the anticipation. He's taking that first step before anybody even thinking, and then he's got the speed to back it up and get there.
Great
His instincts are unbelievable.
Now, Mike, we were doing the second guest yesterday, and they're telling me, we got to go to highlights. Let me tell you, this is so important. This is going to be key going with Jaden Daniels going forward. As far as how you're going to beat Georgia or how you're going to attack them. For 3 weeks, we all thought LSU's passing game had kind of turned the corner. You look, he's shining, wins over Florida, Ole Miss, Alabama, Ole Miss. Florida, Ole Miss, Alabama, completing 72%, 79 yards, 7 touchdowns. Now, the reason why I bring this up, okay, we play in Arkansas. They were ranked 129th against the pass. They were giving up 302 yards per game. It wasn't that damn cold. Jaden Daniels was 8 for 15, 86 yards. He didn't score a touchdown for only the second time this season, and then he threw a second pick. But, Mike, how can we not throw for 100 yards? That's why I'm worried about Georgia, because I know Georgia's defense is a whole lot better than freaking Arkansas.
Georgia is giving up 188 yards passing a game, which is in the top 10 of stopping people.
We beat Georgia. It's a monumental upset over the next decade.
Big time. And then this one gets picked off, throws it low, comes out of there for the pickoff, sets up a short field for the Razorbacks. Now, Hornsby, I will give him this. Man, he can run. He can run. Now, his passing skills, man, he's not real good at it. So they had to settle for a field goal.
But, we won the game, and everybody's excited about winning the booth. I don't know. The only thing I like about the booth is, I guess, the world's heaviest trophy. The players can't even pick it up. It weighs like 200 pounds.
And look the track down skills here of Harold Perkins. And you're talking about a guy who was a track sprint champion in Arkansas.
But going for the ball, too. That's a skill set he's learned early.
See, now, Jaden Daniels can't do this.
Yeah, that he can do.
You can't coach that. That's instincts.
And then Jaden back to pass, and then he gets sacked here. And
he got sacked way too many times.
Yeah, that was a lot of pressure. And then Ramos comes in for the field goal, tie the game up 3-3. And again, LSU's trying to run the football, and they had some success doing it, but not the success that I thought they would have in this game. And then Emory gets that one popped out late. But again, it's still 3-3. Trying to run the football. Referee almost got run over. And then Ramos comes in again for the field goal. LSU takes the lead 6-3. Arkansas, Hornsby back to pass, and boy, he was harassing. Oh, look the track down skills of Perkins from the backside.
You know what? That's like a cat. That's like a cougar or like a cheetah or something just going after a prey and just pouncing on it.
And then the other guy, B.J. Ojolari, makes the sack here. Jaden tries to pump fake it, gets it downfield, and this is a really nice pitch and catch with Keyshawn.
That might have been the best pass play of the day.
No question about it.
Third down,
and then they get in for the score with Josh. So it's 13-3. And then change at quarterback, bang. Hit that. I don't know how he missed the interception on that. I really did.
His uncle was my center with the Atlanta Falcons.
Is that right?
Yeah, Roman Fortin.
Okay. And so it cuts it now to 13-10, and then guess who?
Man, I knew him when he was a newborn.
Harold Perkins comes up with the fumble recovery, and actually he had a second one that was somewhat similar.
Yeah.
But, they ruled that it was more of the arm was coming forward.
But, Mike, how about this, and all LSU fans? You always talk about success stories. How can you not be a fan? And, Mike, look at the background of Josh Williams.
We'll be back with more sports on the Bayou.
Coming up, Debbie Cox DeNova will have her Good Vibes segment. Stick around. You may learn something.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Here at ROUSES, we have our own brands of products which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. ROUSES brand, best quality at the best price.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by ROUSES Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin & Bork Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back with more Sports on the Bayou.
This is our Good Vibes segment. Miss Debbie, you got it.
Today we're talking about home field advantage, and this is a topic that has been studied for decades. Now, it is disappearing. It's a disappearing phenomenon, but for decades, it could be expected that the home team would win more than half of the time, sometimes up to 70% of the time. And sports psychologists and scientists have been looking at 4 different factors. I'm curious to know, before I present some of the research, what you guys think is the reason for the decline in home field advantage when we consider these 4 factors. The first one is crowd factor, so the presence of home team fans. Learning factor, so the players' comfort and their familiarity with their environment. Referee bias, so the tendency of the officials to make incorrect calls or non-calls on behalf of the home team. And travel factors like flying, time zone adjustments, even altitude adjustments. And an example of that would be a game at an NFL game with the Denver Broncos at Empower Field at Mile High, and then that is an altitude of 5,280 feet, so that's quite an adjustment, right? So what do you guys think is the reason for the decline?
I think for the Saints, it has become New Orleans destination center. If you want to take a trip, if you're an away team, if Las Vegas isn't on your, man, who don't want to go to Las Vegas? Everybody wants to go to Las Vegas, right?
Oh, the Saints are playing the Raiders or anybody. Let's go to Las Vegas.
Okay, for the Baltimore game, the section behind the Ravens bench, it looked like a home field advantage for Baltimore.
They want to come to New York.
Road trip. So what you brought up is correct. Years ago, that might not have been the case, but now because of destination, New Orleans has become the number 2 city.
Yeah, I mean, it's like all of a sudden you got the Panthers on your schedule. Oh, we're going to Charlotte. Let's go to Charlotte.
What, Charlotte?
Yeah. What? No, they're going to go to New Orleans. They're going to go to Las Vegas.
I think the other factor is the fact that there's just so much parity in here. Every team can beat you on any given Sunday, and whether it's home or not.
Bobby brings up the fact that sometimes as a home team, you want to play so hard that you put pressure on yourself.
Hey, look at this. Y'all know what this means?
No, Bobby, you can't do that. That's going to get blocked out. Hey, Martin, block that.
No. I am not saying anything. You get a little tight. I can say you play a little tight at home because you want to do good. You want to do good for the home folks.
Yeah.
Martin.
Versus on the road.
We need a red flag, not a yellow flag.
Versus on the road, it's like us against the world. So, man, you go out there and people could be dog cussing like in Philadelphia and New York with the Jets. That never bothered me. That motivated me. I go, oh, glad you're here. Good to see you. And they like talking about your mom and your grandma and all. That didn't bother me. But at home, you're representing not only your family and yourself, but you're representing a community.
Yeah.
So you might have that added pressure at home. Now, you bring up playing in Denver. I never forget this. You could be in shape. You playing in Mile High Stadium. All of a sudden, we're looking at each other, and it's like the end of the first quarter, second quarter. We're in the huddle like going,
like, you get that swimmer's lung, man. You get that
it's like, man, I still way up to play the whole game. I feel like I'm dying right now. And then you get acclimated and you continue, then you're able to come out on top. I remember I won a championship in Denver in 1983 with the Michigan Panthers against Coach Mara and the Philadelphia Stars, and we had trained there the whole week. but it's still, and the kickers and a quarterback always loved playing in Mile High Stadium because the altitude, man, you felt like you were truly had a cannon.
Oh, but
Man, I could throw the ball like 7 or 8 yards more because the thin air, and then a kicker, the air is so thin. But when you're breathing, you're like,
now, Rich,
everybody's
did
looking
you
in the
play in
huddle.
Mexico City?
We were the first team to play the Eagles.
That
was in Mexico City.
The altitude.
It wasn't the altitude, it was the bulls that we had to walk by and all the bull duty that we had to do. That's what we played in the bull ring when we played that game. It was a horrible experience.
But Azteca Stadium, where did y'all play at?
We played in the bull ring.
No, that ain't Azteca Stadium in Mexico City is 102,000 people. That's a big-ass bull ring.
Well, there were about 30,000 bulls, too. That's a big difference. That's all I saw was bulls. But they wouldn't let us in and out of the stadium, by the way.
Advancements in sports
out of Mexico. Now, the other thing is, look at years ago at Tulane Stadium when the Saints played. That was a huge advantage. It was 130 degrees on the turf.
And you played outside.
And you played outside.
Well, look,
we don't have that anymore.
The biggest factor, what they found, is that the crowd subconsciously influences the referee.
That
in
can happen.
1999, when they instituted instant replay and the ability for the coach to challenge the referee's calls, in 1999 to 2020, it reduced home field advantage by 52%. So that's the major cause.
The only thing
we'll be right back with Sports on the Bayou.
Coming up, Harry McCullough with a live studio guest as Sports on the Bayou continues.
I'm Chris St. Martin.
And I'm Chuck Bork.
Truth is, nobody wants to hire an attorney. If you're coming to us, it's probably one of the most difficult times in your life.
But it's also true that if you've been injured, you need someone to explain your rights.
Since 1967, St. Martin and Bork has been helping the people of South Louisiana understand their rights. If you've been injured and want to know more about your rights, call us for a free consultation today.
Structural heart disease refers to a defect in the heart's valves, walls, or chambers that keeps the heart from pumping blood properly. Valve or structural heart problems may be present at birth or develop over time. Your risk increases if you have high blood pressure, plaque buildup, history of heart attack, take certain medications, or have certain heart infections. The Structural Heart Program at CIS and Terrebonne General provides innovative solutions and devices with the latest technology to bring the best possible outcomes for patients. Learn more at cardio.com.
If your child is suffering from recurrent croupy cough, bronchitis, reactive airway, or persistent asthma that's difficult to control, please listen carefully. Your child may be suffering from adenoid sinus bronchial asthma syndrome, as we now know that undetected or uncontrolled infection in the upper airway can affect the lower respiratory tract. If this is happening to your child, please call us for an evaluation.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by St. Martin and Bork Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And by ROUSES Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
Back here on Sports on the Bayou. H, you got it. Got a special guest today.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. We're talking with Sarah Johnson, who, of course, is the volleyball coach for the E.D. White Cardinals.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's not me. That's Rich. I'm being good.
No, he wasn't Louis Armstrong.
But Sarah and them just got back from the state tournament. They were the runners-up, and fortunately, that's awesome, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
So thanks so much for being here.
Hard getting there.
They lost to Dunham in the finals. You guys have won state championship over the years in 2008, and you were assistant coach on that team.
Yeah.
But like 12 runner-ups, and it's not the same team all the time.
No.
It's always just somebody different.
Yeah.
But you guys have made it there so many times. What's that like?
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. But no, it's fun. It's a great ride that we get to go on almost every single year. So. We want to be right there, but to even be where we are is a good accomplishment. So.
Oh, without a doubt. It's amazing. Sarah, you graduated 2001. You were with Coach Carvel with her teams and then played at Nichols, also came back and started being an assistant on that team that won the state championship. Why does this team have such a great volleyball tradition at E.D. White?
It started when I was in school. Just every year, we just have that tradition of just wanting to be the best. Volleyball is just big in our school. The girls just love playing it. We have fun, we work hard, and it's just something that they all want to be a part of. So
yeah, they don't grow them any bigger though. I know you guys coach them, right? and even listening to the Dunham head coach, they were like, they control the ball so well. So I mean, that's all hard work and technique, huh?
Oh yeah, everybody asks me anytime I go anywhere, how do you get your girls to pass so well? And I'm like, we have to. I'm the tallest person on our team, so we have to be a good passing team. So that's what we work on all the time. So that's why we're so good at it.
Yeah, you got a couple of your players here, and we're watching highlights of a great championship. But why don't you introduce us to your players?
All right, first I have Kennedy Bro.
Yeah,
she is our libero.
Libero is the girl that sets and gets the defense in the right position.
Yep, she gets to wear the opposite color shirt.
She could dig, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
She had 27 digs.
Because my wife's in the volleyball.
There's a lot of setting.
And she gets to wear a different color uniform,
Table
right?
setting, yeah.
That's why she has a different color shirt on than the rest of them today. Behind her is Anna Claire Jones. She's our setter. She controls our offense.
Oh, there's your setter.
And then across the table is Brighton Radcliffe. She's our outside hitter.
All right.
Spiker.
Yeah, kill shots.
Yep. So what's the experience like? And like I said, I know when everybody sees Edie White show up, you guys always 1, 2, 3 in the ranking. So everybody, you always have a target on your back.
Oh yeah, but it's fun. I mean, everybody comes to our place always expecting to beat us or trying to beat us, and it's just a fun atmosphere to be around, and the girls know they have to work hard every time they play.
Now, Harry, I have a question for her, because now people who watch this in public, do you, and look, even LSU is promoted, look at the court they have. How do you correlate beach volleyball to indoor and indoor to beach volleyball? Because that has really caught fire.
That has really been huge.
Right now, it's limited
TV
players,
sport.
but it's limited players.
I think we know why, but anyway.
Well, I mean, beach and indoor, they're very different,
Right.
but if you play beach, like I try to tell my girls to go play beach all the time. It helps, first of all, with your vertical, and you get to work on different shots. You wouldn't, Yep, it's 2 people on the court. You have to touch the ball at all times.
That is crazy to have 2 people to play. And LSU's one of the top teams.
Yes.
You know, obviously UCLA is also a great one, but they always play in Gulf Shores. And
a great tournament there.
Yeah, always good. So your team, next year we're gonna do it, and we've been knocking on the door. We're gonna break it down.
Well, I'm missing 7 seniors this year. They're leaving, but I do have a good underclassmen group that's coming back. So yeah, I mean, I expect them every year to make it as far as they do. So I have high expectations for them. So I'm going to push them there. We'll get there.
So you guys got a good program, though. I know you do some camps, and that's a good way to get people in and to get those kids in the system, right?
Oh yeah, we go to summer camps. They all play clubs, so they all work really hard every year to be where we want them to be.
Yeah, and so it's got to feel good for alumni to do this at your team.
Oh,
right?
it's a blessing that I get to do this every day. This is fun.
Yeah. So Sarah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Next year we're going to knock down the door.
Sounds good.
But we'll see you in the finals anyway.
All right.
Sarah Johnson from ED White. We'll be right back with more Sports on the Bayou after this.
Coming up, Dr. Pat gets to ask his question of the week as Sports on the Bayou is right around the corner.
Here at ROUSES, we have our own brands of products, which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. ROUSES brand, best quality at the best price.
Terrebonne General Health System, where medical science meets the art of caring, is committed to providing the latest advances in medical technology with a gentle, caring touch. This is evident in our high-tech, high-touch approach to healthcare. As a trusted healthcare resource, we deliver both life-saving, compassionate inpatient services and life-changing preventive care, while also providing wellness needs and outreach throughout the Bayou region. To learn about how Terrebonne General is providing innovative healthcare solutions, visit tghealthsystem.com.
Sports on the Bayou's corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, BioPure along with BCG Services. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
Back here on Sports on the Bayou is Dr. Pat's segment.
asking all the questions. Asking all the questions. Why you asking all the questions? Making statements.
All right.
All right, Doc, you got it. You got a special interview.
I'm fired up now.
I have a special guest here, Terry Boudreau. I got to preface this by saying we're in-laws. His son,
keep it in the family.
His son, Doc. Trevor Boudreau, Dr. Trevor, married my daughter Abigail Hagan, who's a medical doctor, and my daughter's now Dr. Boudreau from Thibodeau, and she hates those jokes. And so Terry committed his career to the student athlete, especially at Thibodeau High. Kind of like every high school has guys that are just there for decades looking after the student athlete. So Terry, what did you play and when did you graduate from Thibodeau High?
I graduated in 1976, a long time ago. I did play football for 1 year, and I played basketball and baseball.
All right, so you moved and you started your career at Thibodeau High in 1982. So take us through, what did you teach and what did you coach?
I taught environmental science. I was an assistant football coach, assistant basketball coach, and assistant baseball coach. After 6 years, I gave up the basketball side because I got the head baseball job. And I also was athletic director for a few years.
Good. And we won't say anything about Glenn and Doug Haydell, who were there at the same time. I'm sure you had great times with those guys. So the 91 football team won the state championship. What did you coach on that team?
Receivers and quarterbacks.
So beginning that year, Dennis Lorio was the head coach. Y'all thought you'd have a pretty good team, and as you went through the Bayou district, did you think y'all had a chance to win state?
Yes, we were on a roll. We started in '89. We won a district championship. In '90, we won a district championship, and that positive attitude kept moving on. And we got to '91, and we felt like we had a very good team. That year, we lost one game to Baker on the last play of the game.
Mm-hmm. Now, so you're in the playoffs now. Did y'all play Glen Oaks first round?
Played Glen Oaks, who had Eric Randall and Gabe Northern on that team. We beat them 3-0.
Okay, so now you're moving into the semifinals, and y'all played Catholic High. Tell us a little bit about who were their players and how'd it go?
We played at home that game, and they had Warwick Dunn and Kedrick Franklin on that team.
Warwick Dunn and Kedrick Franklin.
And we managed to pull out a win at 10-7.
So now, who were some of the players on your team, quarterbacks, star players, and
we had Reuben Brown, who's our quarterback, who now is a big trooper here in Troop C. We had Johnny Coulon was one of our good receivers. On defense, we had Nathan Sanchez and Ivory Reed. So those are just a couple of them.
So now you're going to the state championship game. It's the first time they created Class 5A, and you're in the Superdome. And who did y'all play?
We played Neville.
All right. So I heard y'all were down at halftime, what, 13-0?
Scoreless at halftime.
So it wasn't looking very good.
No.
So who did the talking at halftime, and what did you say?
We kind of got together with the offensive coaches and kind of decided that we need to get rid of the sprint option we were running at that time because the Neville was a little too quick for us, and we decided to go to the short passing game and came out the second half. And first series, we threw a stop route that went 78 yards.
And finally, now the semifinal game went into overtime. And the final game went into overtime.
That's correct.
So what do you remember about the end of the game and overtime?
Well, the biggest thing was when we lined up for the winning field goal, and we faked it, and it was an incomplete pass. When we lined up the second time, the officials put it on the wrong hash mark. Instead of putting it on the high school, they put it on the pro. And I was kind of pushing them right quick to say, let's go, kick it, and we kicked it.
And y'all won the state championship. Awesome. Now, after you retired from your long career at Thibodeau High, you joined the State Boxing and Wrestling Commission.
That is correct. I, for the last 8 years, been working with the commission, and 3 years ago I started refereeing professional boxing. Actually, my first one was here in Homer.
Well, Big Terry and I go to the WWE shows at the arena. And so, you know when they say, your son, I didn't lose a daughter, I gained a son-in-law. No. I got the good deal out of this. I get to hang out with him. That's the best thing about my daughter marrying.
Now, let me end with this. I remember back in the day I dunked a few times. I don't remember Bobby jumping that high, but I do remember Martin dunking one time.
Martin, you could dunk?
So, Martin, you could dunk?
Well, let's see how high you can jump now.
All right, well, Terry, thanks for your service to the student athlete.
I had a 37-inch vertical.
We'll be back with
That's
more
what
Sports on
NFL's
the
got.
And right after the break, Stan Gravois takes a look at key high school football games on Sports on the Bayou.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our offered team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
At Barker Honda, we have the aggressive all-new Honda Ridgeline. Ridgeline has class-leading cab space, easy folding seats for storage, standard all-wheel drive, versatile tailgate, automatic in-bed lighting, plywood lies flat in the truck bed, large rear storage for work, ice chest with drain, or whatever. And remember, it's better at Barker.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Alford & Associates for all of your insurance needs. ROUSES Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. And St. Martin & Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back to more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Stan does a great job each and every week covering the prep scene. There's not a lot to cover now, just a few River Parish teams in there. So Stan will talk about that. Also, he's got something special on this segment here. So we'll throw it to Stan Gravois.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Terrebonne General Community Sports Institute Weekly High School Football Report. But today we started off with volleyball. A huge congratulations to the E.D. White Lady Cardinals as they made it to the championship game of the Division III bracket in the LHSAA playoffs this week. Unfortunately came up short against Dunham in 4 sets. But nonetheless, a great season again for the E.D. White Lady Cardinals under the tutelage of Sarah Johnson. That team is always at the top, and they were at the top again this year. Today we're going to take a look at the results from the first round of the football playoffs, and we'll let you know who's playing who in the second round. It was a good year for Houma Christian, but unfortunately the Warriors bow out to North Lake Christian in the Division III Select Playoffs 40-7. Houma Christian finishes the year at 6-5. In the Division IV Select Playoffs, Sacred Heart of Ville Platte proved too much for Covenant Christian, final in that one 32-8. Covenant Christian finished a year at 4-6. And Vanderbilt Catholic wins in the Division II Select Playoff bracket without ever having to take the field. Lord Beaconsfield Landry, as they prefer to be known, had to forfeit to Vanderbilt for playing an ineligible player. The Terriers move on to round 2. In other results involving Bayou Region District teams, all of our teams are moving on except for Hornville. That's right, Hornville's the only team in one of our Bayou Region districts that failed to advance in the playoffs from this past week. In round 2 of the Division II Select Playoffs, it'll be 2 of our local teams taking on traditional powers. That's right, E.D. White will be taking on Evangel. E.D. White, the number 4 seed, Evangel, the number 13 seed. The powerhouse from up north had a few years where they weren't so good, but they seem to be getting it back together. They defeated Estroma 60-0 in the first round. And Vanderbilt takes on 10-0 De La Salle, who's number 3 in the bracket and had a bye last week. And with the high school football season dwindling down, I figured we'd finish our Terrebonne General segment with a little Did You Know going forward. But first, some things you did know. You probably did know that Rich signed with the Saints as a wide receiver in 1977, and he had a terrific 6-year career as a special teams player with the franchise. You may also have known that good old number 84 set the NFL record for total special team tackles with 31 in 1978. And then in 1980, he led the NFC in average return yards on kickoffs and was named to the Pro Bowl. But did you know that before his senior season at Penn State, Rich was listed as a running back? That's right, his junior year he had 55 carries for 190 yards with 2 touchdowns for the Nittany Lions. And as a running back, Rich wore number 48. And did you know that in addition to being a stellar football player for Penn State, Rich was also an All-American lacrosse player for the university? And there you have it. The former Penn State football and lacrosse great, number 48, came down the bayou to soar as number 84. So, did you know?
All right, Rich. How about that, brother?
I didn't, it's all black and white stuff if you notice. There's no color film on that stuff.
No,
but anyway, so long ago.
But I noticed the vision you had, how you
as
cut.
a runner, Rich
That's
did a good
instinctive.
job.
You can't coach that. That's coming from
Well, when you play with the Saints, we had no blocking. You had that vision. It's a survival technique. That's all we had. But no, that was a very nice piece, Stan. Thank you very much. I didn't think I had, usually when they look at my highlights, I have one slide. I can't believe we had that many to show. But thank you. That was good. Great. Brings back old memories.
And those pads were big back then at Penn State.
Oh, they did. You know what? If you were a running back, you had a certain size pad. If you were a lineman, you had a certain size pad. And little receivers had the little smaller pads. But the quarterback.
So, Rich,
you had to wear your pads, though, knees and everything.
Look at the prestigious university, Penn State. They're always in the hunt. Do you have any Joe Paterno stories getting on you or some trying to motivate
every
you?
day?
Oh, every day, yeah, because I played lacrosse up there, which Joe hated, and we had a good lacrosse team. We were one of the better teams in the country at the time. And every time I would run the wrong play, in the back of my head, I'd be in the back of my head, nuts, Marty, run the play. You can't use a stick out here. This is football. The football's paying for your education. Go to class. He'd always throw that in at the end. Go to class. Because he knew.
Thank you, Rich. We'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou.
Coming up on Sports on the Bayou, we'll put the naming sponsors against the host in picking the scores of the games this week. Who'll be the closest? We'll see if the sponsors can beat the experts as Sports on the Bayou continues.
I'm Chris St. Martin. Many of us know what it means to have roots here on the Bayou. I'm no different. My family has been here for generations. Likewise, the firm of St. Martin & Bourke has been helping the injured in this region for almost 50 years. We're honored to serve the people of South Louisiana and the Bayou region. Remember, if you've been hurt in an accident and you want to know your rights, call St. Martin & Bourke today to schedule your free consultation.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by ROUSES Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin & Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back with more Sports on the Bayou.
Back here on Sports on the Bayou. Guys, you got it.
Last week's winners. Dr. Pat wins one.
Pat!
Dr.
You
Pat.
got a W, brother. That's good.
Congratulations, Doctor. Terry brings you good luck. All right. All right, who's our next one? Harry McCullough!
Oh,
Harry wins one!
Finally!
Can y'all stand up and clap for Harry?
Harry got off the start.
He's on the board.
I was 3 for 3.
He's not in the cellar anymore.
No, Harry, you got to win one sometime, right?
Yeah. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut, right?
All right, next up.
Oh,
wait a minute now.
Dr. Pat's on a roll.
That's an inside job. That's an inside job.
He didn't like me talking about him having a cold last week. He came back with a vengeance. All right, Harry, who we got here?
Hang on. You got to be strong to hold up the bottom like that.
Boy.
Look, come on, Rouses. Y'all got to step. Y'all got one win with Harry now.
That's right.
We got to bring that back to management. Y'all got to step y'all game up. All right.
They got to pick the Saints every week, though.
Oh, well, what about Alford over here? Erica.
Oh.
One win. Something's wrong here, okay?
Yeah, I mean, if Harry's catching you up, come on.
I won all three this week. I only got one.
Bobby got the Saints over the Rams.
They're 3.5-point favorites, so take the Rams in the points.
You playing Vegas. LSU 34, UAB 16.
The UAB's better than you think.
13.
They got a really good run.
All right, next up, Rich. Ooh, squeaker.
They haven't shown me anything yet. I'm waiting.
All right. LSU, easily. And Southeastern big over Nichols. All right. Mike?
I can understand that.
Mike got the Rams squeaking by. Oh, you got LSU.
You got some inside scoop on that.
I think y'all been like hanging out together. Yeah. Y'all playing the prices right on.
Great minds think alike. Huh?
Southeastern 33, Nichols 17. All right, let's keep rolling. See what I got the Rams over the Saints.
That's a bubble, but no.
I'm telling you,
the natives would be restless tomorrow.
It's imploding on the Saints. It's imploding. LSU's going to be comfortable, and Nichols just having a tough year.
Come on, Lester.
Just a realist. Just being a realist, Lester. All right, here we go. Harry, who you got? I'll let you say yours.
Yeah, I got the Rams by 10. I got LSU 42-14, and Southeastern scoring a lot of points against Nichols.
52?
Yeah. Wow. I don't know.
Nichols plays defense?
Hey, Harry, it's only one game. They're not playing 2 games. It's not a cumulative score.
Hanging half 100.
Take the over.
All right, who we got up there?
Getting a little cocky
Stan's
now.
got the Rams over the Saints. He's got LSU over UAB, a little closer than I'd like to see. But, of course, he's got 7 wins. So
no, you got 7 wins,
yeah,
Martin. Look at Stan. Listen, if you bet on games, to call up Stan.
Yeah.
Stan, what do you think this week?
Come
on,
Southeastern over Nichols.
What do you think, Stan?
Debbie, let's see what Debbie has. Rams over the Saints. LSU comfortably over UAB. And so, see, she got Southeastern.
Somebody's helping Debbie, or she knows way more football than she's
catching on. She's researching.
Yeah. She knows way more football than she's betting on to me.
She's one of the best researchers around.
No.
That's why I sit her by Harry and Pat and all that.
She's definitely doing that.
All right, here we go. Dr. Pat. Rams 23, Saints 13, LSU 33, UAB 16.
That's pretty good, Dr. Pat.
Southeastern 27 over Nichols 17. All right, let's see what Alfred's got. They got the Saints over the Rams.
That's a big win.
By 10. LSU over UAB. And Nichols in a squeaker
that might be
over Southeastern.
So they're the first ones on the Colonel's bandwagon?
Yeah, you might win.
Y'all writing insurance in Thibodeau? I'm just asking. All right, St. Martin and Board. Come on, Joe, let's see what you got. Got the Rams over the Saints, LSU over UAB, and Southeastern over Nichols.
That's pretty fair.
Rouse's, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints, has the Saints over the Rams.
They should always. It should be a lock. They
have LSU well over UAB.
That's another
And
lock.
their official supermarket of Nichols, so they got Nichols over Southeast.
Yeah. No, they do it right.
Have
they
marketing genius at Rouse's. There you go.
Yeah, I think Mr. Costa would be proud of those picks.
He would. All right, there we have it. Harry, how's it feel?
It feels good to be a winner, Mark.
Really?
It's a unique experience.
Yeah. Felt it all year.
Me and Harry grew up together, played together. You say, we're going to get a drink tonight because we won? We're going to get a drink tonight? You want?
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Right,
Celebrate his victory.
Thanks, Edie White, for coming. Appreciate it. And Coach Johnson's going to keep you a lot of school the rest of the day? That's a big yes? I don't think that's going to happen. Michelle's got something to say about that. All right, Mike.
All right. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with another version of Sports on the Bayou.
That's it for Sports on the Bayou. Please visit us at HTV10 Facebook and HTV10 YouTube for a look at this week's show. We'll see you next week. Same place, same time.